Hey, do you procrastinate sometimes? No need to feel judged because I get it, I do too. But today I'll be discussing a tool I use to stay on top of my academics and minimize the procrastinator in me, Notion. Notion was started in 2013 by Ivan Zhao and Simon Last, and it is a productivity software. It is available as a desktop application for Mac and Windows. They also have a mobile app that you can download for iOS and Android. You can even access it through the web using Safari, Google Chrome, Microsoft Edge, or the standard edition of Firefox. It is essentially a customizable workspace where you can create pages for whatever you want that contain pretty much whatever you want. It is completely free for personal use, and you will have everything you need to create your perfect workspace. I will take you through some of the basics of Notion as a tutorial on how to create a page and database to keep track of your due dates on desktop. If you think you can benefit from this, which I think everyone can, take a moment to download it and then follow along. I think before we even start, I have to say there is no need to feel overwhelmed by Notion. The sheer amount of possibilities for creativity and customization can be intimidating, but learning hands-on and starting simple is best. Let's start with creating a page. You can add a new page by clicking plus new page at the bottom of your sidebar, or clicking the plus to the right of the private section of your sidebar. This will open up a page that automatically gives you the option to use a template. However, we will be starting from scratch, so add your title. Let's do Spring Semester 2023 and press Enter. Now we have a blank page to work with. I always like to start by choosing a cover, which can be done by hovering over the top and clicking Add Cover. It is essentially a banner at the top of the page. You can change it by hovering over it and clicking Change Cover and selecting or uploading a new picture. I also like to add an icon, which is an emoji or other small image that is associated with the page. Notion likes to describe itself as having building blocks, like Legos. Hover over the first line of the page and click the plus on the left to add a block. There are a variety, with all of the basic blocks grouped together, including text blocks, page blocks, table blocks. Let's add a text block with the dates of spring semester. I'll do the start of weekday classes, January 23rd, and the last day of finals, May 19th. You can also just start typing, and it will automatically become a text block. If you hover over any block, you will see on the left side a symbol with 6 dots. This is called a block handle, and you can hold and drag it to move it, or click it for a menu. Through the menu, you can transform blocks into other blocks. For example, a heading, or a to-do list that is checkable. Let's now add our database. Click the next line, click the plus, and scroll down to the database section. There are 5 major categories of databases: table, board, gallery, list, calendar, and timeline. For our due date tracker, we will be using a table. Click New Database. You can think of databases like a collection of pages. The databases have different properties that you can add and edit. First, let's give our table a title, Due Dates. Our table by default has a title property called Name and a multi-select property called Tags. Let's rename Tags by right-clicking it and typing Type. This column will allow us to choose what type of due date we are putting into the table. By clicking the plus on the top title row, we will add a checkbox property and title it Status so that we can keep track of whether or not we have completed an assignment. Then let's add a select property and title it Course so we know which class the assignment is for. Next, we should add a date property so that we can, keep track of the due date. And finally, let's add a text property called Notes in case there are additional details we want to add about an assignment. We can also resize and reposition columns through the title. Let's move things around. Feel free to organize it to your liking. Now, let's right-click on Course and click Edit Property to add options. For example, press Add an Option, type your first class, I'll just be calling it Class A, and press Enter. From there, you can change the color so that each course you add is easily identifiable. Let's add some other classes. The same process can be done with our Type column. I will only add a few options, but feel free to include more. Now let's add some items to our table. Earlier, I said you can think of databases like a collection of pages. For each item in your database table, you can hover over the name column and click Open to open a page for that item, where you can attach digital notes, websites to refer to, or anything else you may need. The last thing I would like to go over are the filter and sort options. Filters allow you to choose what is presented in the table. For example, let's make it so that our table only shows assignments that we have not completed and checked off yet. To do that, click Filter at the top of the table, Status, and Unchecked. This way, once you finish an item and check the box, it will disappear, leaving your table clean and avoiding clutter. Sorting allows you to order the items in your database according to its property values. For example, I like to sort my database from what I deem to be least to most important. This way, my homework appears before quizzes and tests. To do that, click Sort, Type, and Descending. This way, it will show whatever is at the bottom of the options at the top of the table. There you have it. Now you can check your class canvases and add your due dates to your heart's content. This was a very basic introduction to Notion, showing you one way you can use this program to start the spring semester on a good note. Again, Notion is so versatile and customizable. I highly suggest checking out more tutorials from Notion or YouTube and exploring it on your own. Some other ways you can use Notion are to keep track of grades, personal projects, spending, exercise, to meal prep, to organize your class and meeting notes, among other things. I hope you all find Notion as exciting as I do. It is a tool that empowers us to have agency in our organization. And remember, the possibilities are endless. Thanks for watching. I hope you all have an amazing semester.